Brodes Media.
That's what I call baseball. What was that CD back in the day? Now that's what I call music volume 1. That's what I call music volume 2. Here's one. Now that's what I call home runs. When Bryce Harper has volume 1, a solo shot to go up 1-0. Volume 2, a solo shot to go up 2-1, and then the grand salami to cap it all off. And don't forget that he should have had another extra base hit that was stolen from him, robbed out in center field with a magnificent effort, but he could have even torched the Reds even more than he did. And there's no doubt in my mind that he was thinking about that 10th inning yesterday all night long. He couldn't sleep. He was staring at the ceiling, trying to count sheep. Okay, trying to put Sports Talk with Brodes on his iPad, and he'd put on his little AirPods, trying to fall asleep at night to some beautiful sounds. Nothing could put him to sleep because, well, he had a nightmare, and the nightmare was Cincinnati was throwing pitches over the plate for him to demolish, and he just missed it, and he had an 0 for 5 day. He wasn't going to let that happen again. There's no doubt in my mind that that inspired his ass. And also, you go to the park, you're all fired up to make up for what happened yesterday. It's a bunch of rain. Are you going to pitch? Are you not going to pitch? Well, watching Spencer Turnbull, the way that he was preparing his body, going through his standard little routine that he does, throwing the football, working with the towel to get his hands going. I mean, this guy was so locked, and you could tell that he was pumped up to take the ball, and he sure pitched like it. 5 innings of scoreless ball. Not only that, he didn't walk one man, so you're not putting anybody on the bases for free, and you finish off with 7 Ks, and then you go to your pen. Connor Brogdon, smell you later. I never want to see your face again. And here comes Pito at the bump, and this dude was electric. I don't give a damn what happens in the 9th inning. I don't care when the game was essentially over that they tacked on some useless garbage, because this dude was awesome, and the defense for the Phils played awesome. I don't want to forget about what Alec Boehm was doing over at third base. That dude was a vacuum cleaner, sucking it all up. And the one that he didn't, which was rope down the third base side, and I actually was thinking the same damn thing that Crucky said when he mentioned it. I'm like, you know what, dude? I was just about to go there. The fact that he was angry with himself when he didn't make a play that would have been absurd because the ball was totally smoked, and this is coming after you already made an excellent play defensively across the diamond with the big hose out to Bryce Harper, beautifully done. Like, the fact that you got so mad at yourself, you expect yourself to make those grabs. Come on, 2-3 years ago with Alec Boehm, we were never there. This guy has become so great, while Trey Turner is throwing the ball 8 feet over Bryce's head and giving the Reds life that they don't deserve, which that did come across the board to score. So now instead of being up 1-0, it's tied 1-1. Alec Boehm is the complete opposite. I used to complain 24/7 that all of his defensive errors were killing you and he wasn't providing enough offensively, and that is not the case at all anymore. And it's actually starting to go to Trey Turner. But yeah, I mean, there was another ugly one for Trey. Maybe you could blame the rain. Maybe you could blame the weather. I don't know. But now that's a couple of times here in the first handful of games that we've seen it. Something the monitor, I won't let that bother me tonight, just because for the first time this year, I'm excited, I'm stoked. That was a baseball game. That was fun. That was enjoyable. De La Cruz trying to flip the ball out of his glove. It gets stuck, keeps an inning alive. De La Cruz going to his right as he's charging the ball, throws across his body, pulls the first baseman off of first base, although probably still a catchable one. De La Cruz with another error. I mean, that guy was just trying to win. I bet you he had Phil's money line. I stayed away from it. I actually got a text from one of my buddies, said, yo, Brodes, what are you thinking tonight? I said, pound Braves money line and parlay it with the Cleveland Guardians plus 1.5. I don't think it's looking very good for me. The last I checked at the time of this pod, the Braves were trying to make a comeback in the 9th. I'm too afraid to look right now because it has been a bad day. When I tell you it's been a bad day for me and my little DraftKings Sportsbook balance, I'm not lying. All right, of course, the White Sox win 3-2. I'm happy from Phillies fan land, but from my bank account and Brooklyn needs diapers land, yeah, probably not good. Not good. So, this is the type of stuff that happens to me. When it rains, it pours. But, that makes no sense. That didn't apply to this conversation at all. You know what does, though? Brandon Marsh being an everyday player, I'm just saying. I just want to make sure that this is very clear. It's known that he went lefty-lefty. Okay, lefty a hit. I'm going to say it just in case Rob Thompson is listening and he has this on his Bluetooth drive into CBP, getting ready for the next game. Play Brandon Marsh every day, because not only is he going lefty now, which is what was apparently holding him back and not allowing him to be in the lineup, he also went opposite field home run. So I'm just saying, it's like he could do everything. It's like he could defend well. It's like he has a cannon of an arm and gunning guys out. Go look at the miles per hour that puppy came in to throw out Jonathan India when he gets a leadoff triple, and then goes, I'm going to make sure that that's a goose egg by the time we get to the dugout. I'm going to make sure it's 0-0 when we get our first opportunity to bat, and that's exactly what Brandon Marsh did. Then he also provides a lefty hit on that game. He provides a lefty hit in this game. He also shows the power, and now he has 2 home runs on the season. I don't know what else you need to see. So the next time I see it, as long as it's not after some wild 0 for 20 stretch, if that's the case, then fine. Maybe the dude needs a breather, but I don't anticipate that nice, strong beard to go through that level of funk with that wild, wet hair, okay? Because this guy's a monster, and it just doesn't happen. He's a damn good player. He's a damn good player. You got him for a reason. You traded for him for a reason. You stated you saw something in his swing that Kevin Long could totally tweak a little bit, and you can switch that up, and when he comes to town from the Angels, we'll find something that's beautiful, and you did use him. Let's not be stupid. For some reason, they like to overthink things. Don't overthink things. Brandon Marsh deserves to be in the lineup every day that I breathe, so just make sure I don't collapse. I asked my tattoo artist. She said I'm going down at 56. That means I'm halfway through, but that means for the next 28 years, Brandon Marsh has to be in the Phillies lineup as long as he's got a contract and lacing him up here. All right? So your pitching was so good. So good. I just really noticed when they were showing some of the highlight package and showing Turnbull getting ready for the game, it did seem like he had a different look in his eye. I mean, I'm not just saying that because he performed well. I was a little intrigued by his body language. He was focused. You don't know if the weather's going to hold up. You don't know if you're going to play. I saw from Matt Gelb and from some of the other people that cover the team, during the time of the rain, it was almost a puddle in the outfield, looked like a river. I didn't see that. I totally just blew that out of proportion. But we didn't know if they were going to play. Hey, make sure you're locked in. Make sure you're not getting screwed up. You know who got screwed up from it all? De La Cruz. He got all screwed up and let it affect him. Not my man Spencer Turnbull, who I knew was going to be great. Oh, nothing like the 5th starter, baby. Nothing like it. I was screaming at the top of my lungs. Here I am making a K-cup in the kitchen. It was about, 9 o'clock or so. I just fed Brooklyn. We were putting her down to sleep. Her room's in the back, so you could be a little noisier in the kitchen, in the living room area. And when its base is loaded, you see him working the at-bat as smooth as he did. You kind of knew that, all right, well, what do you got here? You got to pick your poison. Am I walking Bryce Harper, or am I going to challenge him and show that I got a nutsack? Speaking of a nutsack, Garrett Stubbs, I don't know if he does. So that was a concern, is can he have children? But in reality, the fact that you challenge, it's probably going to happen after he already did that twice. Maybe that was what they were thinking. Well, he's already hit 2. What are the odds he's going to hit a 3rd? I'll tell you what the odds are. 1,000. 1,000. I haven't felt this good after a baseball game yet, all right? So I'm just soaking it in and appreciating. Here's some of the few scares. Turner's error, all right, Stubbs' balls, and the fact that Bryce Harper slipped over at first base. He's lucky, all right? They showed the replay a few times. He's trying to stretch. He's trying to put his front foot out. His back foot's on the base. Here's a base runner running hard through first. Please don't step on the ankle. Please don't have anybody slip. Please don't. Please don't. Please don't. Nick Castellanos. Ay.